One of the heaviest feelings I ever had in my life wasn't failure, it was guilt. Guilt that I was spending my parents' money, and what if I still failed? When I was preparing for IIT in 11th and 12th standard, that was like long back, 25, 26 years back probably. I remember buying correspondence courses, extra materials, guidebooks and all that, right? I think it was like brilliant tutorials, Agarwal classes, I don't remember. But some of them, right? The topmost ones at the time. And every time I bought something, I had the same thought. What if this money gets wasted? If it gets wasted, I was not earning at the time, right? Because I was in an 11th and 12th. Every rupee was coming from my parents. And for people who are not from India, IIT is like a premier institute, engineering entrance exams to get into those IIT premier institutes in India. It's a tough exam. And I used to think at the time, there are students who are clearing IIT without buying all this material. What if I buy everything and still don't clear? That guilt was bigger than the exam pressure itself. And I wasn't scared of studying. I was scared of wasting the money. Their money, the parents' money. And then what happened? And then I didn't clear IIT. Yes, I didn't clear. I tried my best, but I couldn't clear IIT. That day, I didn't just feel like I failed an exam. I felt like I failed the investment my parents made in me. I kept thinking, all that money, all the books, all those forms, and all those things. What was the point? What was the point of all that? But here's what I didn't understand at that age, and I understand it because I'm matured enough now, 25, so many years later now, as I'm talking right now. When you are not earning, spending someone else's money feels really heavy. Feels really heavy because you are spending someone else's money. It feels like pressure. It feels like debt. But now, almost 25 years later, or more actually, I see it very differently. I understand I feel old when I say about, all these years, but that's true. The money was not a transaction. It was belief. It was belief. My parents were not buying books. They were betting on me. They're betting on me, right? And when someone bets on you, you don't feel guilty. You feel responsible. You feel responsible. Also, here's something very real I want to share now. When you start earning your own money, that is going to happen one day, right? So when you start earning your own money, you realize something at that point. Money spent on growth never feels like a waste. It never feels like a waste when you are trying to spend money on your growth. Even if you fail that exam, or even if you don't clear the interview, even if you don't get the results you wanted. Because the process changes you. The process of actually going through that. The guilt I felt back at that time back then was emotional, but not logical. Not logical. Now, if you are studying right now, if your parents are paying your fees, you can be studying anything, right? You can be doing MBA, you can be doing, certifications, anything. You are doing 11th, 12th, anything. You could be a student. You are studying right now, and if your parents are paying for your fees, if they have taken a loan or something, if you feel guilty every time you spend on books, coaching or exams or all those things that come with it, and feel that guilt, listen carefully here. Listen carefully, very carefully here. Don't carry that guilt. Don't carry that guilt. Carry responsibility. Carry responsibility. Do your best. Give your full effort. But don't punish yourself before the results even come out. Even before the results come out, I was punishing myself feeling that guilt. There are students who don't even have someone to support them. Think about it. They don't have someone to support them. If someone believes in you enough to invest in you, that is a privilege, right? What can we ask for? They are believing in you. That is a privilege we are getting. If someone is investing in you, don't feel guilty. Feel accountable, and give it everything you have. Everything will be fine after that.